Good morning, guys. My name is Yagnesh Patel, and I'm a founder of Infinite Intelligence Consulting. So, I'm going to appear in the most important show about the prosperity, the online prosperity show. So, what you want to understand is if you want a clarity from the chaos, right? If you feel that you are stuck, you don't have clarity, you don't have clarity about your business growth, if you don't have clarity about your personal and professional life growth, and if you want to achieve those one, please subscribe the online prosperity show to get more insight, not just from me, but there are a lot of people who are creating this kind of environment to grow. Thank you very much, everyone. Please join us on the online prosperity show.
Hello there, wonderful folks of the Online Prosperity Show. I'm your host, Prosper Taruvinga, the navigator of all things prosperous and entertaining. Today, we're gearing up for one of the best episodes yet. And let me tell you, it's going to be a ride filled with insights, laughter, and a dash of wisdom. You might be wondering why. Because we have a guest who's not just about business, but also about spreading fulfillment like it's confetti at a celebration. Get ready to meet the one and only Yagnesh Patel, who is a mediator of success, a believer in unique strengths, and a true beacon in leadership. Now, Yagnesh, how are you doing, my man?
I am great, Mr. Prosperous, and that is a great chance to bring me here, right? So I can help a lot of people like you. So I'm get also inspired by uh, your interview in the TV show. So that was like connecting the wavelength about how can we help people from our story, from our battle, from our war. We go through there.
Fantastic. And thank you so much for taking the time. I mean, obviously, today is not about me. All right. We could always talk about that. Today is about you, sir. So for those that are watching in, strap in because this episode, like I said, promises to be a roller coaster of inspiration and enlightenment. Now, Yagnesh, tell us a little bit about yourself and what you actually do at the moment.
Okay, so right now I'm running three different businesses, and among those, one is infinite intelligence consulting. So that's what I'm here. I have people, I have business to grow, and not just like a grow in a terms of money or in terms of a financial goal, but in terms of a personal and professional goals also. So I help the alignment of organizational growth or organizational vision with the personal vision. So not only organization get help or organizational grow, but with people who are working with that organization, they can also grow their life, they can also enjoy their life, and with alignment of those things, they can be successful with fulfillment rather than just successful and being crazy like where I have to spend my life or where I have to spend those money, rather than they can have their own life, they can create their own life they want.
Absolutely, absolutely. You see, the thing is, people spend on average 8 hours a day and about 40 hours a week. And that's a lot of time for someone to be, stuck in one place. You know what I mean? And that 40 hours gives us 160 hours a month, And if you really sort of look at that all in culmination, that gives us pretty much 6 days a month that you give to work fully 24/7, 6 of those days. So if you're not happy, if you're not fulfilled, then what else is there? All right. So how did you get into this type of work? How did you get started?
Yeah, so previously I was an employee of an organization, and during that time, what I feel that most of the people are stuck in the same kind of a routine. So they don't have any kind of vision or any type of creativity. So lacking of the creativity and innovation were happened during that time, and the organization was facing issue of the productivity and how can people be happy with the place. So the culture was very, I can say, a strict kind of a things. And then what I feel that there must be something which I can. So I asked the HR manager about, can we do this kind of activity or something like that so they can be happy? So HR says, yeah, we can do that. And then the journey started. The people start enjoying the work after that activity. But after 1 or 2 weeks, the same thing happens. So I think there must be a safe system so they can help people to be happy, to be fulfilled, and they can use these hours as a tool to create their own life at the family, at home, right? Because they are giving a lot of time, and we know the time is more important than money. So you are giving those times to this organization. They can use this time to create their own life over there. So they
Mm.
can just transition the timing for their own life. So then I started consultation business to help the organization that how they can change or they can improve to improve their people who are working tirelessly for you. And there is always a season for each and every organization because sometimes they have a lot of work, sometimes they don't have. So what happened, what can be done, what cannot be done, it also be there because not to do is more important rather than what to,
Absolutely.
right? So
Yes.
then I started this kind of consultation.
Because if you know exactly what not to do, then that then creates an opportunity for you to actually perform your best. And I like the integration that you're putting, between home life and also work life, because you can't do well or perform well at work if your home life is in shambles, and vice versa, and things of that nature. Now, you discovered NLP along the way. Now, how has that, first of all, changed your personal life? And how has that also changed maybe the people that you're working with?
Right. So that is a crazy story about that, right? When I was working with a company, right, as an employee, so there was a challenge over there, and I go to the managing director, right? I told him there must be a situation which can be resolved right now, otherwise it can be a drastic difference in the culture, and that might be dangerous for our company. And at that time, I was a new guy, like not even 1 year completed. So he was laughing at me, and when when I was like threatened because I was a new guy, right? And I cannot was like I was shivering at the time because that issue was much more based on the value on creativity and all those things and quality. So then he was angry at a point, and he threatened me that, see, at that time that company was a number one in the city, in our region, in that specific kind of activity or work, right? So he threatened me that if you don't stop right now, right, I will fire you, and no company in this city, right, will hire you. Understand that one? I said, I really understand, right? But this situation must be solved because it is a question, it will be a question on the reputation. I really respect that company to give me the opportunity to work, right? But still, our values with our passion, which create a more far faster way with agility, and it can help us create a great foundation. So he fired me, and
Ooh.
I blessed him. Why? Because I don't know that I can become a businessman. He was right. No company give me the job, but I create a business. So I really blessed him, man. Right? And after 5 or 10 years, I started searching for that guy. But I heard one of my colleagues, which I was connected, the company was shut down. There is a no name or something like that. Then I was desperate that what happened, right? So I tried to find out that guy. I met him, and I really blessed him. Thank you very much. What you did for me was a great for me. And what that guy said, come on, man. If I listen to you and I did that, right? So it will be change of the company. Right now, company is shut down. But I say no, whatever you do, it's your job, right? But why I'm blessing you? Because I don't know. I have a limiting belief about myself that I cannot do a business because I don't have experience. I don't do business because I don't have skills, right?
Yeah.
At the time, that was my limiting belief. But what you pressurize, you limited my option, and thank you very much for that. So I can focus on only a few options, and then I start a business. And thank you very much for that kind of creating that kind of a situation. And
Wow.
he was, man, what kind of person you are? I can say, I am a person with a gratitude. I always love the people who are helping me to narrow down my obstacle.
Oh my word. Oh my word. Congratulations. The guy thought, oh, he's threatening you, and he felt so much power in that space. But little did he know that, there was a bigger and better plan for you that was laid out, there. And now, how has this, first of all, standing up against these threats, that would have created in life what they call fight or flight mode, where you literally are, forced to act against your own will, but you stood up against these threats. And how has this impacted your approach in entrepreneurship and in leadership? Because I think right now you now have a really strong outlook on life, and no one can tell you anything.
So what you said, that flight and fight response, right?
Yes.
It was when we are a caveman. That time it was helping us to save our life, right? To stay alive at the time. But right now, just think, we are not in this kind of a situation. So we are living a much more better life. So only when you are in the situation when the life is struggle, then and then you can focus on like fight or flight response. So now you have better option than that one. What you can create, but what happened? We don't have that perspective in our life. And the NLP helped me to think about the clarification. What is the situation right now in the present moment? Is there any life threatening situation? No. Then calm. When you say there is a no, then you will automatically calm down, and there will be no stress about that one, that what will going to happen. Right? Now, the second question, what I can do in that situation. So for that one, I'm sure that whatever God create, there is always uniqueness in that. Always. Even you don't believe in God, you can believe in something, right? So whatever that create, everybody, what I think, everybody have the unique strengths in their life. They just have to find out and how to act upon that. So I can say that there are a lot of tools that are available to find the strength. But now the second question, how can you use that? So I help people to what they can do or how they can find the strength, how can they work on their strength in not just the professional life, their personal life also. So it helps to create an environment for yourself that how can you improve on their strength, because no matter what happens, if you ask any civil engineer what's structuring the building, they always focus on the foundation because the strength is in foundation. So whatever the foundation you are laying out right now in your life, that must be based on your strength other than the weaknesses around, right? Because when you are creating a building, right, on the top, you, if the foundation create on the strength, you can make a bigger kind of structure, creativity, like your life, your professional life, or a business, or you can a social life, or as a volunteer, whatever the part you are creating. If you If that based on the strength, I'm sure it is not will be beautiful, but it will be flourish. Not only your life, but the life, the people around you,
Yes,
right?
absolutely.
And see, the one situation I can ask you that okay, you when you are going somewhere, right? You can find two people. There is one which is always unhappy, and there is one which is happy. So, what will you choose? The person which unhappy or the person which happy?
Of course, the person who's always happy, because
Yeah,
that.
because always we love to get the energy or get the situation which people are happy and what they are doing. They have to learn. Everybody wants to do that, right? But they are fearful to ask the help, ask the question that what they get help or what they can get benefited from that information or that kind of a knowledge or wisdom, right? If I want to ask you or ask somebody what makes you happy, so they will find out, okay, I don't know what, so they don't know what they make them happy, right? So just try find out on your strength. On that basis you can your find happiness also,
Yeah.
because your happiness is your responsibility. No one can make you happy, right? No one, because I don't know what makes you happy. And if the something happen, like if I give you the gift and you're happy, it will be stay only for a few moments or few hours, few days.
Mm, mm. Because happiness is an inside job. You know what I mean? It has to be intrinsically created because, like you said, if it's like giving somebody a piece of chocolate, right? Yes, it might make you happy for 2 seconds, but you lick it two more times and then it's finished, and oh,
Finish.
you're sad again.
But
You
when you do the same thing, when you are doing a voluntary, right? There is a no intention about getting back something. And when you are doing voluntary, that moment always stay with you, because that feeling, that time always make you happy. When you close your eyes and when you start remembering those things, it make you happy.
Because you're
There is a no
giving, you're contributing to somebody else. Because I viscerally believe we're here to live, we're here to learn, and we're here to contribute. You see how you are talking about living your best life, constituting about happiness, and for you to be able to do that, you need to learn all of these things. Just like you learned the NLP, you learned how to find the strengths, finding exercises and things like that, and then you have to contribute, help other people be, do, and have happier existence as well, and you will actually find much more happiness in what you give than what you actually receive. Maybe you can comment a little bit on that, because so many people are just looking when they go to the jobs, what am I getting, what am I receiving? They're not asking themselves, what am I giving and what am I actually contributing? And I think that's where that whole mismatch starts to
yes.
happen. Yeah.
So yeah, those the same thing happen in the game also. Like when you are playing a Mario or when you are playing the game which are Top Gun or something like that, right? You have to level up.
Yeah.
You have to get the power. You have to contribute. But
Right.
what happened after getting the power, when we are stop that power, right? Stop that reservoir. Like the same thing happened with the pond. When the water is running, right? It will be always clean. But when it go become a pond, it start become a dirty water, then stinking water. And one day, what happened? People will diminish that pond, right? Because there is a lot of bad things happening. So the same thing, whatever the God's given you, right? It is your right personally to contribute those things to the people, right? This is simple thing. You don't have to worry about anything because there is a no any kind of a competition in that one, right? Everybody wants to get something, but understand if nobody's giving, how you will get.
Absolutely. I want us to go back a little bit on the strength finding exercises. This sound very intriguing, because one of the things that you mentioned at the beginning of the episode is so many
Yeah.
people lack creativity. Maybe because they're just being plugged into jobs that are not seemingly what their strengths are. So they are just doing the motions or just doing whatever is on a operating procedure. But when it is your actual strength, you can create, you can formulate, you joke around, you iterate, you look at these things and things of that nature. So maybe can you walk us through how you actually utilize these strength finding exercises, to really shape somebody's personal and professional foundations, like you mentioned, because you just mentioned it in passing, and I think it really deserves a minute or two of you really taking us through that.
So that is the, if you want to start with a simple thing, right? Do one thing in the middle, like in the night before you go into bed. Start writing those stories which you remember from your past, from the childhood, right? Start those things. What happened with you, right? What you did, what you liked most at the time, right? Was those memory, because till the 7 year, whatever the memories you have, right? They will help you to clarify, to finding out your strength. Because when I took different type of a strength finder test, right, from the Gallup also. So when I find out those strength, they are always connected with me in the past. The people I was helping, the things what I thinking about, the presentation I gave when I was in college, and I become a, on the runner, first runner, when I was giving the presentation about HIV vaccine or HIV um, uh, HIV drug, right? So at the time, I gave them the concept, but within a 1 or 2 years, it was there, that drug. It was already under uh, in the clinical trials and all those steps. So from that one, what I find that futuristic, that is one of my strength. The second one is belief system, right? Belief is my strength. The third one is connectedness. So I can connect the dots, I can connect the people. It's easy for me to connect with a different subject from the a different area and connect them to create a new thing. Now, the fourth one was intelligence. I have the intellectual power which given by the God. So I must have had the people with the interaction. And I also have the strength of input. I'm collecting the ideas, I'm collecting the messages from the different people to put in a single line, and how can I use that tool for somebody else that help them to clarify their mind, and how they can become the person they can be, not they will be, not the base version of self, they can be. But what's stopping them? I help them to identify. I ask them question, and then they can easily find those blockages or the belief system. Then when I able to find out those limiting beliefs, I use the NLP to decrease the power of the limiting belief, and then people start getting excited about their life, that what they can create, what they can do, right, with those powers. So that's how I work with people and organization based
Mm.
on the strength.
That's pretty amazing, because once you have discovered all of that, you can now start grouping people and giving them their rightful jobs. And I think it was Einstein that said, if you start enjoying what you're doing, it stops becoming work. You know what I mean? And pretty much it will be the strengths, because if it's something that you're really confident about doing, it stops that imposter syndrome, which a lot of people are experiencing these days. Maybe you can comment on that a little bit, because so many people are being given roles that are way too big for them, or they maybe amplify themselves in their CV, and when they then show up to the job, it's not exactly the person that.
So yeah, so think about that one. The same thing you say in the CV, and the person in prison. So he think that I need that job, that's why I'm doing that, right? But if he start fitting out, if he start visualizing himself, if I'm doing this one, should be I do this kind of a work? Should I say this kind of a words to people? Should I have to do that work? No. So that help him, if the person clarify those things, that what I should not, as a leader for himself, not somebody else, as a leader for himself, what he become as a leader. Like right now, if I gave the leadership role to the Prosper, what kind of a leader he wants to be,
Mm.
right? Those things help you to clarify the next step, what you can be, what you can become, right? Because what I understand, uh, when I ask the people what business means to you, what is the definition of business, right? So people say, okay, I'm like creating something that help the people to solve the problem. I said, okay, then what? Then money, I can become a growth. Like, okay, money is a tool, is energy which you can use to speed up, to agile something, right? But what is really business? So people don't have a clarification. So what I do that, okay, let me give you the clarity what is business. So business is an infinite value gain, right? Based on people's life, right? Based on usually improvising people's life at a profit. So what is the profit here? To improvise the people's life. And it's a game. Don't make this kind of a business as a life. It's a game. And in the game, you can, if the game is single, like if you are in a running marathon, you are only one person, right? Will you be happy? No. There should be a competition over there, right? And people understand about competition is like fighting. No, it's not. It's not, right? Because when I understand the I can say our right brother, right? Right brother, only two people who identify the functional flying plane. But on the other side, there is a Sigmund Freud, right? Piermont Langley, sorry, Sigmund Piermont Langley. He has the government support
Yeah.
to create a plane, but he can't,
No.
because what was his thinking, what was his intention, it's different than the people who are willingly work on that with the happiness and joy, because they love their work. And why
Absolutely.
they love their work? Because that was their strength.
I like that. I like that a lot because you see so many people that are running in, they get all this funding and then they have a billion-dollar valuation, and then after 3 months you don't see them on the marketplace. But the people that are actually bootstrapping, they're the ones that are going in every single day. They get insulted, they get knocked back, they get threatened, and then they tell the business manager, hey, you know what, thank you so much for putting me in alignment with my actual calling, because look at where I'm at now. And where's your business? Your business is nowhere to be found. So it's things like that. And I like how you brought that, the Wright brothers story. They were going in every day, coming back with broken parts and going back again. But the other guy was just you can see the old people in the old back, just smoking his, just looking and thinking, I'll catch up with them. But before you know it, those guys took flight.
Yeah,
And that in and of itself changed the world to where it is right now.
right. So I have a story in Mahabharata, right? Like when you are understanding what values you are bringing, right? You don't think about competitor. So what story I was telling you, it was Abhimanyu, who was a son of Arjuna. And Arjuna was a great warrior and only friend of Krishna. So the Abhimanyu was kind of a 16 or 70-year-old boy, right? And they create a Chakravyu. That's called, we create a kind of a strategy in the war. So nobody can, uh, I can say nobody can enter in that one, right? Only Abhimanyu knows how that can be done. So when he started piercing those, uh, the Chakravyu, right? One by one, he was going inside. But what happened? From the outside, he was staying away from his support, right? But when he reached there in the middle of their Chakravyu, there are seven different uh, warrior over there who was fighting with a 16-year-old boy, right? The
Mm.
guy, the Abhimanyu, was fighting with them, and those are Maharathis. Maharathis means they can fight with more than 60,000 people one-handed, one person. That's called Maharathi. So there are 7 to 8 different Maharathi was there. They are trying to put down that 16-year-old boy. Right now, everybody knows about the Abhimanyu, but if you wants to know about who was this guy, you have to research it. So now What is your perception? He was died. He didn't do it. He died. But now what is your perception? What happened? Why I'm creating that? Why I'm giving this story to you? Don't think about competitor because they are increasing your value. Like when 5 or 6 people fighting with you with their giant hand, and you are just a baby, and when you are fighting means they are increasing your value. Salute them. Thank you very much to become a competitor.
I like that. I like that. Somebody might be sitting in the audience thinking to themselves, that guy fired me. But they were actually, putting you in the right place. I heard something when things are happening to us, it's like a seed. When you put a seed in the ground and you cover it with dirt, it thinks it's being buried, but it's actually being planted because that's how it flourishes. So many of us, nothing ever comes out of eating ice cream, like for real, you know what I mean? Like nothing is ever easy like that. But you take people on a coaching journey, especially executive coaching, which is what you actually do. And it really sounds like a game changer from your stories, your experience, and how you actually came into this game. So first of all, maybe tell us a little bit about Infinite Intelligence Academy and what can aspiring individuals expect from this academy of yours.
Okay, so the reason why I started this academy is the main thing that people who are looking for different kind of a training or different kind of information, right? They have to search out different platforms to find out that one. And what I think that I collected those information or the courses or the program which are available and put it in the one place. So if you want to a personal life changing, if you want a professional life changing, if you want to create your business on a system driven, whatever you want, this help you to understand what is the foundation you can start, right? So do have to go each and everywhere for different things. If you are want to a social media marketer, so I will bring that one here. If you want to use how to use a chat GPT for blog, I can bring that here. So each and every step, and I am adding one new course every week. So people love to stay come here, and this kind of a things like a Netflix, but Netflix for personal, professional, and business growth. Simple thing, right? So they can come here, they can find out any courses. So if you take a membership for 1 year, you can explore each and everything, whatever you want, and increase yourself, right? Rather than to step down something and feeling about yourself that you are not able to do that. Rather than come here, find out what you want, what is your problem, right? And what can help you to solve that problem. Get that information, get that done, and come out and then help somebody else. Simple.
I like that. And who are the sort of individuals that you, or maybe groups that you primarily serve through your coaching and mentorship programs?
Yeah. So executive coaching, I do a one-to-one. So more than like a assistant manager or an entrepreneur, right? If they want the clarity about what they are doing, why they are doing, what is the strength of that people, and how they can use their strength, right? Because leadership is not kind of a title or something like that. Leadership is you. You are putting yourself over there as an example, and each and everyone have the leadership quality, but their style is different. For example, when you think about the leader of the jungle, it's king.
Yeah.
What lion, right?
Yeah.
But even in the wolf, when you see that wolf, right? Even wolf have a different strategy about the leadership. What their leader will be always the last because they don't want to leave anyone else
Behind.
lying around. They don't want to live like the Navy SEALs or whatever uh, the army have their own mind. Nobody leaves behind, right? So each and everyone have a different leadership quality, but they have to find out what that is, right? And on that base, I have to increase their leadership. They first lead themselves, and then that example help or inspire other that what they can become, what they can help what how they can become the person like this way, right? So the person who become a leader right now, they can help others to become the leader. Then
Mm,
they don't need me at that time. When they become the leader, they don't need me. Why I helping them? Because they can create a more leader rather than more followers.
absolutely. And it's usually the best leaders that create other leaders. And good on you for doing that part for those that don't have leaders. And right now, what's the best way that people can explore your coaching services and the offerings that you have at Infinite Intelligence Academy? What's the best way people can get a hold of you or get these services?
Okay. So I have a website like infiniteintelligenceconsulting.com. They can over there, they can reach over there, or they can directly email me, or I have a LinkedIn account. They can find out Coach Yagnesh Patel, right? So they can find out on LinkedIn also. They can directly message me over there, or they can find out the email, which I my personal email, Yagnesh Patel @live.com. So they can write out that me on that email, and I can help them.
Absolutely. And I'll definitely put all those links in the show notes below so that people can actually get a hold of you. But you know what, Yagnesh? Somebody might be saying, I'm not that brave. I'm not like Yagnesh who can stand against the threats of middle management telling me to stop whatever I'm doing. I don't think I have that sort of attitude in me, but you have probably helped someone go past maybe a limiting belief that they might have had or something like that. Maybe you can tell us a moment when a client's transformation really, really resonated with you and what made it, practically impactful. Because some people might just be saying, maybe this is only unique to you, but you've also helped other people, achieve and go past these limiting beliefs.
Okay, so the main thing is what people believe about the failures, right? Failure is like a scar. Nobody wants to show their scar, right? But what happened when I asked them, okay, just think about a person or a soldier who was in army, who fighting the battle, right? He didn't win the battle, but he have a scar. So what do you think about that one? It was a great man because he was fighting. So this is the same thing what I said. Failure is equal to scar. But that scar means you are fighting,
Mm,
right? And you have to show the scars because it shows that you are fighting something. Just think about, like, I would like to ask you also, like, when you started this journey, when you started fighting battle, now how you can transform?
absolutely. It's been working. There's so many things that happen in the way. The first thing that actually established me was being fired in one of the jobs that I was working. But I actually used that as a stepping stone to now create, the business that I'm in right now. And while I was working, there's a time when it gets very cold in Melbourne, and our heater sort of died. And throughout the whole winter, I couldn't afford the money that was needed in order to get the heating. So my wife and my kid were just piling up with a lot of blankets, you know what I mean? But we went past that. Now, I'm still the one, that goes around the house switching off the lights. Everybody has forgotten, but I haven't. So that's the scar.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Each and everyone is fighting, right? But they don't have to accept that they are not accepting they are fighting. Fighting is a good for that those people. And when you start accepting from here, right, it's directly bring the warrior mindset, but the peaceful warrior mindset, not a warrior like a furious or something like that, but peaceful warrior, right? When you say Mike Tyson or Muhammad Ali, right? Muhammad Ali was a peaceful warrior.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, so he was knocking out because at that time that was necessary. But when you are talking with him, you can identify this kind of a guy who was fighting in the ring. It's different rather than here. So that's called the peaceful warrior. Always fight when it is necessary, rather than keeping down calm. because
Mm.
calmness bring more clarity in the chaos, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. Because when you're angry, there's a lot of blood that goes into your eyes and it clouds your vision. But if you're calm, it clears off and you can see clearly where you're going. So you can't hit a target that you cannot see. And it's through calm seas that you actually arrive where you're going. Now, Yagnesh, I knew this was going to be an exciting episode, and you have delivered, my man. Thank you so much. But it would be remiss for me to um not go away without having asked you this question because I can see a lot of growth. I can see a lot of hunger in everything that you're putting out there. And I know there's more where that came from because one of your strengths is futuristic. So let's maybe go back a little bit. In your journey, what sort of advice would you then give to your younger self, knowing what you know now? And let's particularly point it to the part when that guy was threatening you and was almost about to fire you. You must have felt something there. What sort of advice would you then, let's say you then watch a video like this, what would you want the video to tell you while you're going through that episode in your life?
Yeah. So if you think about me, so I go back in the view, and then I will start laughing because my younger self wants to see at me because I was laughing and he was shivering and I was laughing, right? So he will ask the question curiously, why you are laughing? I said, brother, your fear is your mind, not your body. So so that is not happening. Don't worry about that one. Just enjoy the life.
Uh, he will he will become a warrior now. Ah, fantastic. I really like that there. Now, you being a futurist, let's play to your strengths here. What's next for Yagnesh and the Infinite Intelligence Academy? What sort of exciting projects and expansions are in the horizon there?
Yeah. So what I am doing right now, uh, I have a three or four different projects in my mind for the infinite intelligence. I try to be uh, a connection person, which bring a lot of consultant who are already find out their strength, but they are lacking about how they can do that one. So I would like to call upon them that start connecting with me. I'm starting a new venture about called the consultant cube. So I bring those people in my in that one only particular for the consultant, right? So I can create their profile over there, and then kind of any entrepreneur who wants to any kind of consulting, even in finance or even in the growth, even in the sales team, even in the marketing or something like that, right? I that will help the entrepreneur to become a one-stop solution for each and every need about the consultant.
Hmm, I
They
like.
don't have to go anywhere else. They can come there. They can find out who the person is, right? And they can find out how they can help them, right? Simple.
Oh, fantastic. Now, Agnes, while you were talking, I just thought of one thing before we conclude. If you were to send a message to your middle manager right now, straight in the camera, and the person that I just spoke to here is a totally different person to the guy that would have been fired at that particular time. What would you tell him right now?
Come on, man. This is life. I am here to help you. Please take an advice or take an help. It will help you a lot, man. Right? Calm down. Calm down. World is still here, even we will not here. Right? So enjoy the life. Just think about that what you want. Right? If it is in my control, I will give you. I will help you. Thank you very much.
And with that, folks, this I told you this was gonna be an explosive episode. What a journey, man! What a journey, packed with wisdom, revelations, and a sprinkle of inspiration, courtesy of Yagnesh. Seriously, if you have enjoyed this episode half as much as I've actually done, just make sure to hit the subscribe button and be sure to maybe rewind this episode and listen to all the nuggets that Yagnesh was throwing in. I know the first round you watch it for entertainment, but when you watch it for the second time, you're taking notes and you're really taking in the inspiration and the actual message behind this. Okay, so I want you to join us, with the Infinite Intelligence Academy. I will definitely put all the links in the show notes so that you can also see, what Yagnesh has been creating for it. The Academy awaits those that are hungry for growth and for fulfillment within their business. Now, until next time, please help me thank my guest, Yagnesh, again for really, really bringing down the house and creating what I think is going to be a very explosive episode on the Online Prosperity Show. Until next time, stay prosperous, stay curious, and keep reaching for the stars. Bye for now.